Hey, good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining episode 12. Oh my God, episode 12. Can you believe it? Of the Herb Cooker Kitchen. Today we are infusing Salisbury steak, and we will also be infusing ranch dressing for a salad. We're working on 2 items today. We're really excited. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone at home that's told us that you're actually making dinner with us today. We're really excited. We're using Tangy Kush today while we infuse the Salisbury steak and our ranch dressing. I'm using Tangy Kush for a couple reasons. It's a heavy indica. It is excellent for muscle spasms. We were down in Orange County over the weekend talking to a lot of wonderful people about the herb cooker, and we were hearing from people who husbands are suffering from RLS, restless leg syndrome. And I'm going to tell you, Tangy Kush is really good for those muscle spasms. Also, if you're like me and you have a lot of trouble sleeping, Tangy Kush is really, really, really good for sleeping. I just want to recap the ingredients that you'll need for today, and then we're going to get started. You're going to want to have a nice sized frying pan, or an electric skillet works just as well. And of course, for today, we'll want to use a lid. Okay? So that's what we have going on there. You're going to want to ensure you have 1 can of French onion soup, a good 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef, a 1/2 cup of dried breadcrumbs. We're using 1 egg. We're using 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. I just put them together. A tablespoon of flour, 1/4 cup of ketchup. A couple people asked if they could use tomato paste. Yes, if you're using tomato paste, add in a couple tablespoons of water and mix that up. That'll work just fine. 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, a 1/2 teaspoon of dried mustard powder, and 1/4 cup of water. Okay, that's what we need for the Salisbury steak. So what I've done is I've already made my 2-gram infusion for the Salisbury steak, but I need to make the infusion for our ranch dressing. So we're going to use the herb cooker to activate our hash. If you're new to this, it just takes about 10 minutes, 10 to 14 minutes max. We're going to use our herb cooker. As always with the herb cooker, we're going to pour exactly 4 cups of water into our aluminum base pot. Now this aluminum base pot is designed to get as hot as possible and to retain the heat inside the pot for a fast, easy activation of your THC. That's all we're trying to do, is activate the hash, activate the THC, so that it'll give us the most amount of benefits possible. So, take your insert, goes right down inside the pot. We'll go ahead, this goes on any stovetop. Doesn't matter whether it's electric, gas, ceramic. You can use it on a stove camper if you want. Take it camping with you. It doesn't matter. It's the same, 10 to 14 minutes. Today, we're using 1 gram of the Tangy Kush hash for our ranch dressing. As always, just take your gram of hash, put it right inside the bowl, and as always, you can use a pill bottle, you can use the bottom of a shot glass, doesn't matter. All we want to do is just flatten this hash down, okay? So, just get it flat on the bottom, and then we're going to simply add a 1/2 tablespoon of vegetable glycerin. Vegetable glycerin does come with the kit, so you don't have to worry about that. And we do offer refills on our website at theherbcooker.com. So we're just going to add that right in here. Never worry, the vegetable glycerin does not cover the entirety of the hash inside your stoneware infusion bowl. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. All you do is you take your stoneware infusion bowl. As always, it goes right inside the herb cooker with your 4 cups of water. And we're going to go to medium low. And Benji, you want to set a time for me? Okay, I got Benji. He's my scorekeeper. He keeps time. He does an excellent job. Make sure I have everything going for you. So now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and start with the Salisbury steak. So Salisbury steak, trust me, your hands are going to get a little messy. It's okay. I'm going to take just a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon and a half worth, and just pour it right into my frying pan. And I like to just go ahead and swirl it around a little bit. Just coat the bottom of the pan some. It won't cover entirely until it gets heated up, but just makes it as simple as possible. Okay, so my frying pan is ready to go. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1/3 of my can of French onion soup. So there's about 1/3 right there. Makes it easy. Second thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and add in our lean ground beef. Lean ground beef makes it easier. There's not as much fat. I don't have to drain it. It's healthier. So my hamburger is in there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my breadcrumbs. So just a 1/2 cup of dry breadcrumbs. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in 1 egg. That simple. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my heat. Get my frying pan heated up. I'm placing this on medium low for everybody. And don't worry, what I like to do is just go ahead and mix this all together. I know it's a little bit of a mess. We'll wash our hands when we're done, but just get in and mix this all up. We're not adding the hash to our meat mixture. We're going to add it into the gravy. So this just takes a few minutes. Don't worry, get in there, have a little bit of fun, enjoy yourself. This Salisbury steak doesn't take long to cook, but I'm going to tell you, it tastes like it took hours when you're done. It's just that good. Okay, so get this all mixed up. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make patties. Now I like to make my patties different sizes because there's different people that'll be eating with me. Some of them like a large patty, some of them like a smaller patty. No big deal. I know Benji and I would eat the big ones. Okay. Dakota, he probably has to test it first and see if he likes it. But so let's just go ahead. Just mix these into a nice looking little patty. Okay. Just like this. And then we're just going to go ahead and place these right on here. Makes it very easy. Should get about 6 patties out of 1.5 pounds of ground beef to give you an idea. Now I made these last night to play with the recipe one more time. I hadn't had Salisbury steak for a while, and I actually made some of my patties and froze them for use later. So there you go. So I got a big one. I got a little one. Size doesn't matter. It's more about having fun. Okay. I love this Tangy Kush. It's a very helpful strain. Lots of people use it to manage all kinds of nerve and muscle issues. So we were talking about the restless leg syndrome, people that have Parkinson's, autism seem to really benefit from the effects of the Tangy Kush. Glaucoma, yes, I know it's a running joke about I need my marijuana for my glaucoma. However, Tangy Kush has been proven very effective at helping people with glaucoma. So we're just going to go ahead, make a couple more patties here, and we got our oven going, or excuse me, the stovetop going. So it'll be ready for us when we add in our patties. So I hope everybody's having fun. Okay, make them your own size. Doesn't matter. I got a big one. I got a couple smaller ones. And we're going to go ahead and make up one more patty real fast for everybody at home. Okay. If there's ever anything that we don't cover when we're making something, go ahead and ask questions. If you have an idea, you have a recommendation for a recipe you'd like to see us infuse, hey, let us know. We love the feedback, and everybody, we can't thank you enough. You guys are amazing about giving us feedback. So, what I'm going to do, go ahead, get rid of this, and let's go ahead and add our patties to the frying pan. Okay? All we want to do, nice sizzle, and get these in here. I'll bring this over in 1 minute to show everybody. Can you see that okay, Dakota?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah. Okay, I got one more patty to put in here. And we're just going to move this over to make a little bit of room. There we go. Thank you very much. They're all going to fit in there nicely. And we're just going to go ahead and let these brown up on this side, and we'll go ahead and flip them here in just a couple minutes. While that's going, we'll go ahead and make the gravy. And I'm going to go ahead and let Dakota run the new ad, our new ad that we have. If anybody hasn't heard it, hey, gives you a quick chance. It's our first commercial. So, Salisbury Steak today is brought to you by the Herb Cooker. We're really excited to be doing this. It's a lot of fun. And thank you very much for watching and joining us. We always have fun. We always look forward to Wednesdays and showing everybody what you can do with the Herb Cooker, and the fact that, once again, we're not using can of butter.
Turn the infusion off. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Oh, yeah.
Store to store trying to find edibles that you even like. Quit wasting your time. Get the Herb Cooker. The Herb Cooker is a great way to make your own tasty edibles. It's easy to use and nothing to plug in. The Herb Cooker activates your THC using hash or keef in 20 minutes or less. With the Herb Cooker, make your own edibles at home like a pro. Order your amazing Herb Cooker now. Go to theherbcooker.com, where taste matters.
And ready? Welcome back. Okay, thank you very much for that. I just want to bring this over and show everybody that we have this on medium-low. Shake your pan. If your patties don't move, they're not ready to be turned. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this right back on the oven for a few more minutes on the stove top. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and make our gravy. So we're just going to use a clear bowl. And for our gravy, we're going to add in the rest of the French onion soup. Okay. We made 2 grams of Tangy Kush hash, and we're going to add that right in. You know, it doesn't matter, as a rule, whether you make the hash right when you're going to use it, your hash infusion, or if you wait and store it in the refrigerator. Typically, it's a little bit more pliable if it's sat in the refrigerator even for 30 minutes. It's good in the refrigerator up to 180 days. So never worry about that. Okay, so there's our hash infusion. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mix in the ketchup. You're using tomato paste at home, that's just fine. Okay, so we have our 1/4 cup of ketchup. We're going to add in our flour. Okay, our mustard. We have our salt and pepper. And we have our Worcestershire sauce. And last but not least, we're going to add in 1/4 cup of water. So, while that's going, we're going to go ahead and move this Let's bring our Salisbury steak patties over. And we're going to give them a quick flip and see how they're doing. You know, the one benefit of using the herb cooker is there's no odor from the cannabis. So there's nothing to smell except for the goodness of what we're making right now. And these patties are doing really, really well. So just turn them over. Okay. And one more to go. Now, occasionally the patties break apart a little bit. It's okay. It goes right into the gravy and really adds to the flavor of what we're doing. Let's go ahead and get this right back on the heat. Yes, I know everybody loves gravy, okay? So while that's going, we have our hash infusion in here, and we're gonna go ahead and just mix this up. We have our stove top on medium-low. Thank you for asking. So our gravy. Once our patties are browned on both sides, we're going to flip them one more time, and we're just going to add this right into the top. This gives you a nice gravy. You'll want to just stir this occasionally, okay? Have a lot of fun with it. Don't worry. There's our gravy, and let's see how we're doing on our patties. So, patties, when they move, you know that they're safely ready to turn. We have a couple that are not ready, but this is how wonderful they look right now. Anybody want to come over for dinner? Hey, come on over and join us for some tasty infused Salisbury steak. Benji, how are we doing on our time for the hash infusion process? Okay. So while our patties are cooking, we've infused 1 gram of Tangy Kush. And, oh man, it looks perfect.
Sandy said my patties aren't as firm as yours.
Make sure you added an egg. Sometimes you forget an egg. It's okay if they're not 100% firm. Just let them cook. Any of the extra hamburger that falls out or breaks up is just going to be into the gravy. It's just going to taste wonderful either way. Really, you can't mess it up however you want to go. Sandy, when we see you, maybe we can make some Salisbury steak together. That might be fun. All right. So let me get this out of the way, and let's check on the process. So my patties do break up a little bit. It's okay. I'm just turning them one more time. And then we're going to put this back on the heat. And we're going to add our gravy mix with the Tangy Kush. So, see what I mean? This one broke up a little bit. It's okay. So, those are wonderful. We have a few little broken pieces in there. It's not a big deal. Let's put this on the heat. Always keep the handles away from the your walkway so you don't accidentally knock anything over. And we're going to go ahead and add in our gravy mix. Okay, so really simple. Give that a quick stir, and let's just try to pour this over everything we have in here. Okay, and then we're just going to scrape the rest of this out. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. No odor. No odor while we made the hash infusion. No odor now that we're cooking this. All we get is the odor of what we're making, which is what we really like. THC loves fat, so THC with Salisbury steak, ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, all right? Typically, you want to wait 20 to 40 minutes, see how you're doing before you want to eat more. Most people learn what affects them the best and how much to eat with just a little bit of trial and error. If you are going with trial and error, we always recommend you go low. You can always eat more, or you can always add more the next time. Remember to keep your edibles, your dinners, your foods out of the reach of children and pets, okay? It's not a fun little joke. Someone tried to tell me down in Orange County, made the blueberry muffins with us, and ha ha ha, I gave my mom one. I didn't think it was funny, okay? It's not cool. So we're not out here trying to sneak this on people. What we're trying to do is help everybody. In addition, we talk about strains a lot because strains are important. The way I put strains, it's just like whether you are, excuse me for a minute, I just need to put my lid on my pot. Okay. There you go. So I look at strains of cannabis like I look at aspirin. Okay. Excedrin PM, great if I need to sleep. There's also Excedrin for headaches. There's Aleve, which is supposed to last all day long. The point being, there's all different kinds of aspirins for different things, whether it's your back, your head, your sleeping, for example. Well, cannabis strains do the same thing. That's why we try to use different strains every week. We try to talk to them, talk about them, so that you know that you can discover what works best for you on a daily basis. So while we have this going, we're just going to give this a shake. Okay, my patties are moving well, nothing's sticking. If you want to see, Dakota, what I'm talking about, see, everything's just sliding well. Okay, that's what we want. So we'll give this a stir every once in a while, and we're going to put this back on the heat. This cooks for about 20 minutes, so Benji, you want to give us about 15, 16 minutes? Okay. Next thing that we're going to do is we are going to infuse ranch dressing. Now, two things about what we're doing today is neither one of the recipes that we're using called for butter. So why do we want to use green butter? It smells, it changes, it alters the recipe. Utilizing the herb cooker, you never have to alter any recipes, okay? We're not adding additional fat. We're allowing the THC from our hash to work with the fats that are already in the food, all right? So, next thing we're gonna do is I am going to get my bowl, okay? We really enjoy everybody working with us as we learn how to grow, we learn how to do this, we learn how to show how to cook. Remember, we're not professional cooks. We just play one on TV. My second joke of the day. Guys, you like it? Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of fun. So, I'm just using one packet of ranch dressing mix, okay? So I'm gonna add that right into the bottom. Next thing I like to do is I'm gonna add in my mayonnaise, okay? So, this is quick, this is fun. Now, ranch dressing takes about 30 minutes to an hour to set up. We do have some pre-made infused ranch dressing with Tangy Kush, and we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. So let's just go ahead and give this a little bit of a stir. Combine this up some. Now, if you guys notice, there's just a little bit of green in here, but it's from the ranch seasoning mix. It's not from our hash infusion process. One nice thing I like about the hash infusion process is that when I add this in, it changes the color for just a moment, but then it goes right back to its natural color. So I'm not serving my guests green food with extra plant material inside. I'm not giving them the bitterness of the plant. I'm just giving you the trichomes, which is the hash. So this is going to taste exactly like ranch dressing. And boy, I'll tell you, I love ranch. I love dressing. I love ranch dressing, blue cheese dressing. But we wanted to make the ranch dressing first because it's just a simple thing to do. So let's go ahead and mix in our hash infusion. Notice it changed color for a minute, and now it's going to come right back to the color that it was. See this? So that's the beauty about using the herb cooker, is that we're not changing the color of any of our foods. And then we're just going to slowly add in 1 cup of milk. Once I get this in, fold it in, I'm going to grab a whisk and we'll just whisk this right up. Okay. Make it quick, make it simple, and enjoy yourself. The nice thing is the ranch dressing should last you for a while. Make sure to mark it, especially if there's other people in your home, so that everybody else knows that, hey, it's your ranch dressing. And we're just going to beat this up. Okay. Remember, ranch dressing is always watery in the beginning. It firms up well. And while we're doing this, let's just go ahead, bring this back over here. And see, this is just doing beautiful. Okay, my hamburger patties are moving well. My Salisbury steak patties. I'm just stirring in my gravy a little bit. Smells good, and I do not smell any of the cannabis hash. All right, all I'm getting is the goodness. This is a beautiful gravy, and we're gonna go ahead and put this right back on the heat. So, everybody enjoy yourselves. Get ready for a wonderful dinner. And while we're doing that, let's just go ahead and we'll finish making our ranch dressing. So, if you don't like ranch dressing, make the dressing of your choice. The biggest benefit about using the herb cooker is that you never ever have to alter a recipe. It's so funny, we say that and people ask all the time, do I have to alter my recipe? No, we're not using something gross like canna butter. We're just making ranch dressing. So, for you at home, what I like to do is I would typically pour this into an empty jar and put it inside the refrigerator. I have a jar of already made ranch dressing, and Benji's gonna grab me that real fast. So we'll go ahead and set this to the side. Okay, so we hope everybody at home is having fun and enjoying this. The nice thing is I jar this up. Put it in the fridge, and I just end up with a nice thick ranch dressing. And if anybody notices, this ranch dressing looks just like ranch dressing. There's no discoloration. There's no odor to it. It smells exactly like ranch dressing. And once again, what we haven't done is use something disgusting like this. It would change the color and alter the taste. So everybody enjoy this. Have fun with it. I only used 1 gram. It's completely up to you. And take that away. Okay. And we'll set that right there for now. All right, so let's go back and we're gonna check on our Salisbury steak, see how we're doing. Okay. And we're gonna turn this down just a little tiny bit. We have about 10 minutes left. And all we're doing once again is just moving our patties around slightly and stirring this up. Okay, notice everybody just wants to move well, stir it. Oh, smells fantastic. Break up a couple of these little ground beef pieces. So someone is asking about my patties aren't as firm. Don't worry about it. I'm just breaking up those little pieces of ground beef and adding them right into my gravy mix. Okay, let's go ahead and put this back on the stove. And the nice thing is we only have about 9 minutes left and dinner will be ready. So we have no odor, okay, no discoloration, no recipe alteration. This is a very friendly kit for anyone who's on a special diet, okay? I guarantee you, if you've been to any collective, if you are fortunate enough to live in a state where you can either purchase recreational or medical cannabis, you have not been able to go down and buy your own meal at a store. So you can buy the hash. It's available at almost every dispensary here in California, for example, and other states. You can use the herb cooker. You're not altering the recipe. You're not worrying about the odor. All you are is waiting to experience a really good meal that's going to help you feel better. You're going to sleep better. Your muscle spasms should diminish, right? What is the funniest thing that anybody's ever asked me if they could use the herb cooker for? I had someone ask me if they could use it to help with their allergies. And that was an interesting question, and I promise one day I'll do some research and see. I hadn't heard about that. But hey, I love the fact that people have questions every day about the herb cooker, what we're doing, the fact that I didn't have to toast my cannabis in the oven. I didn't have to add this in with a whole lot of butter, that I was just able to make my hash infusion in about 10 minutes. And it's already in my ranch dressing, already in the fridge, ready to go. Okay? So, I'm always a worrywart when I make something like the Salisbury steak. So, I like to stir it. I turn down my heat just a little bit, just to let that gravy continue to cook up. And oh my goodness, this looks really good. Okay? See, now, if you're making this for a special guest, they're going to think that you worked for hours and hours to make this, when in reality it took you about a half an hour. Okay, so let's just put the lid back on. We're going to get this right back on the stove top, and we just have a few minutes to go. You can make hot tea. Last week we made a nice topical lotion. Okay, I know 2 people that made the lotion because they told me, and they told me how well it was helping. All right. I had a lady tell me the other day, "You have really nice skin. Are you using the lotion?" Yeah, I do use the lotion. I don't know if I have nice skin, but the cool thing is, if I'm using like something like can of butter, it's just gonna leave a nice greasy mess, which I really don't want to experience. Okay. The herb cooker. It's available at theherbcooker.com. We have more herb cookers going out today in the mail. I'm really excited. As soon as we leave here, we saw so many people last week in Orange County asking questions, excited that they can make the things at home that they want to make. If you have a recipe suggestion, we'd love to hear from you. Always give us your feedback. If you made the Salisbury steak, let us know how it turned out. If you made the blueberry muffins, or you made the guacamole, or you made salsa for Cinco de Mayo, boy, that stuff was gone in no time. I'm going to tell you, everybody loved it. What I really like is the fact that I can make salsa and there's no cannabis taste to it. Okay, so there's no bitter taste whatsoever. I'm going to give this one more stir. I know I'm a worrywart on this, but I like this to cook up well. It's just such a simple thing to do. Oh yeah, our gravy is just perfect. Just minimal stirring. Look at that. Our patties, we have large patties, we have small patties. Makes it really easy for everybody at home. And let's go ahead and get this on the oven for one last time on the stove. So, there we go. We'll turn it up just a little bit. And we're about to have a wonderful dinner. So, anytime anybody has a question, medicated, what is this?
Michelada.
Michelada?
Yeah, it's when you pour the beer in it with the spices.
Oh, wow. That sounds like fun. Okay. Remember, you got to be 21 and above to watch this show when we make that. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, the herb cooker. It comes with your aluminum base pot, used for even heat. Okay. Everyone wants to know about the insert. What we need to do is when you have your 4 cups of water on medium low on your stovetop, we want to retain as much of that heat inside this pot as possible. So that's why we have the stainless steel insert right over the top. Okay. Now these handles stay cool. I'm able to pick them up every single time. If you're a little more heat sensitive than I am, hey, a pair of oven mitts works just fine. But the point is, once you have your stoneware infusion bowl inside, this is acting as a perfect double boiler. A double boiler, we could not get a double boiler to work. It just does not provide you with enough heat to activate the THC properly. We use vegetable glycerin as our catalyst. It allows the trichomes inside the hash to activate, and when they activate, all they do is explode. Okay. On Instagram and on our Facebook page, we do have a short time-lapse video. It's 30 seconds from a 10-minute video that shows people what it looks like. It shows you that you're not completely covering the hash with the glycerin. It shows you what it looks like when it starts, and it shows you what it looks like when it finishes. So you know. So if you're concerned about doing that, you never have to be. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and check this one more time. I think we're just about done. Nah, we'll leave it alone. We got 2 minutes, and I am excited. Do you want to play the time lapse?
We can.
Okay, yeah. While this is finishing up, we'll go ahead and show you the time lapse. He'll tell me when to shut up, so that you guys can watch it. It's pretty cool. Are you ready?
You say.
We're giving him 1 second. Okay. I know everybody's excited for dinner. So am I. I'm always hungry. Yes, I use the herb cooker for a lot of things besides my hash infusion process. I melt butter in it. I make topicals in it. I made a hot tea with it the other day. I reheated some broccoli in it the other day. I just dumped the broccoli right inside. I had the water inside the pot. And I'm going to tell you, it worked really well, and it didn't make my broccoli mushy. And here's the time lapse for everybody. So, just gives you a quick idea. I apologize. You can see we've added the vegetable glycerin, and you can see that it's on a medium-low heat, and this is how fast the trichomes are expanding as the heat touches the trichomes. So it's just, they're exploding inside that glycerin. They're changing the consistency from a powder to really what we call goop, okay, for lack of a better term. But that's how quick it is. That's what it looks like when you do it. I'm going to go ahead and take our Salisbury steak off, and let's see how we turned out today. Oh yeah. So, for those of you at home, you can take one of your Salisbury steak patties right on a plate. And let's go ahead and spoon over some beautiful gravy. There we go. Now, to top it off, a little bit of infused ranch dressing. That way, dinner is served. And the best part about making this is it didn't take us long to do the hash infusion process. There was no odor while we cooked this. It came out perfect, and anyone at home can do this as long as you have a stovetop. The best part about this is, now that we're done, I can honestly say to anybody that's watching, considering purchasing an herb cooker, or if you have your own very own herb cooker, that taste matters, and it does. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next Wednesday. If you like what we're doing, you have a recipe idea or a suggestion, hey, give us a shout out, give us your feedback. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. While you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I truly mean, remember, taste matters. See you next week.